It's that time again. It's time to try something ridiculous. And today we're going to try 4 players in the fullback and wingback positions. That's right, none of this boring stuff. So what we've got locked in here is a classic gegenpress. It's even called classic gegen because it is so classic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of a couple of these positions. I'm going to make myself have 4 players back here.
Cut the show. I'm done.
Before we get into that, a quick look at where we stand. So you can see here we've got some good victories and that one defeat to Liverpool. But every match in this one we've played the 4-2-3-1, which is widely regarded as one of the better tactics on Football Manager. So from now, this start point here, we'll start with City and we'll move somewhere else once we think we've got it going well. So I've got these 2 fullbacks here, just standard fullbacks on attack. They're going to be aggressive and get to the byline. Cool. So what do we do with these 2? We're going to need them to kind of help up here. So one of them, I'm going to say, let's have him complete wing back on attack and we'll ask him to cut inside with the ball. So when he gets it, he starts going in there. And this side will just go full on inverted wing back on attack. So he's going to spend most of his time in there. Right, so I'll quick pick it. Amazingly, it puts Bernardo Silva there because I think he's played a total of a match in his life there for City, but fair do. So apparently he can play there, everywhere else, but he can't play there. In the first match against Brentford, they won 4-0 thanks to largely you-know-who. But yes, first match 4-0 battered them, but it was Brentford and it was City. Do we know anything? Probably not. Atletico Madrid away, this should be a bit tougher. To my surprise, they won again, 2-1 at Atletico. And to be fair, it looks pretty comfortable, doesn't it? You know me, I'm intrigued about average positions. So with the ball, let's take a little look at this. And as we can see, we've got our 2 centre-backs. One of our fullbacks is kind of chilling out. The rest are... I mean, that's a perfect line. You won't see many setups like that with the ball. How about without the ball? It drops into quite a nice 4-4-1-1 to be fair, for an overall shape of that. Okay, 2 matches down and won both of them, but there's always a massive caveat when it's Manchester City. Some would say you can do anything with Man City and win. For example, I've just won the league with this. There's a league win, 101 points. They battered it, only lost 3 times. The tactic we used was that. Isn't it disgusting? But there is 4 wing-backs involved and no striker. I used Haaland as a shadow striker. That won the league. It was called the 6-1-3-0, plus 49 chances. Anyway, we might do more on that later. But back to the other tactic. So we're back with our little monster that we've created. I've let it play for a few more games and... now this result against Stuttgart is the one that's quite impressive for me. If we look out wide there, Bernardo Silva. Gvardiol's playing inverted, so he's going to sit in here next to Rodri and Stones, which he's doing, which allows Bernardo to bomb on, right? So Bernardo's bombing on. Gvardiol is there, playing like an attacking midfielder, if you like. 2 centre-backs are chilling back there. Down the other side, we've got our 2 down this side. Lewis is your traditional fullback, I think, and I think I've got Cancelo as a complete wing-back. But look at the movement. Bernardo goes on the overlap. There he is, whips it across. All right. I mean, Stuttgart aren't daft, are they? They aren't daft. As a reminder, there was no genius involved in this. It was a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress, a classic version that I put in my Patreon ages ago, and literally all I've done is drag the 2 inside forwards back and made them different roles. So what I'll do now is I'll save that tactic. Let's move it to a club that aren't the Avengers. Welcome to Doncaster Rovers, not quite Man City. I've chosen because I've got a load of players who can play out wide, so let's have a look. There it is, they're in. So we've got complete wing-back one side, inverted wing-back the other. I'm guessing these 2 aren't ideally suited. In fact, he's pretty decent for this level, Josh Emmanuel. On the other side, we've got this kid called James Maxwell. He's going to be the inverted. Right then, let's see how they go. So then, how did it go with Donny? Well, first game, Sterry is playing right back. He's about to pass to the guy right in front of him, who's playing as the complete wing-back. It's only an assist and goal combo. But don't worry, tactic aficionados, because we did lose that match against Wimbledon. But keep your eye on Maxwell, number 3, and number 18, Fleming. Those are the guys down the left-hand side, the double wing-backs, if you like. This is a match against Gillingham, and I kid you not, we won this match 5-0. As they combine for the goal, lovely stuff. I mean, that's just a battering. And they've won 3 in a row without conceding a goal. So it's early days. I am sorry if you're a big fan of tactics and the purer side of the game. But what have we done here? It's super early, but we're second in the league, and when you look a bit closer, we've scored 10 and only conceded 2, and that was in the first match, maybe when they're getting used to it. Should we play on a little bit and see what happens? Well, it seems our early confidence was misplaced as we went on a bit of a stinking run. Although still creating loads of chances, we started to concede, and we went 5 without a win. So I changed one thing. I made the other wing-back an inverted wing-back as well, hoping that they'll both get into there. And for this level, this seemed to work a lot better. Look at the overloads. That's more like it. And now we've won 5 in a row, and it's our fullbacks that are doing the damage. And we're sitting in 4th, not bad. So normally, dudes, I'll create a tactic, then I'll make the video. On this one, I'm just kind of making it as we go. I haven't done many tweaks, but here we are. This one seems to be working a lot better for this level. And remember, there's a lot we can change here because all these instructions are the set instructions for an old gegenpress tactic. It's as simple as that. So we can tweak all sorts. So my challenge to you is take this tactic, the concept of 2 fullbacks either side, and create an absolute boomer. Let's go. So time has passed and behold Doncaster playing this awful tactic at top of the league. So I've not changed it since the last change. 2 inverted wingbacks on attack, 2 holding midfielders, they'll jump into there. We're doing alright here. Your pass map looks a bit like that, so bear in mind that number 3 and 18 are your 2 wingbacks, so you can see how far up they get, and 29 and 15, so one of them seems to stay back while the other one bombs on. Not mad at that at all. This is where it gets funky with our average positions. Now with the ball, our fullbacks just bomb. Check it out. So 22, 2, 3 and 18, those are our 4 wingbacks, and you've got your 2 centre-backs and the 2 guys in the middle holding. Without the ball, we do drop back into something of a 4-4-1-1, which is why it works so well for an overall position of that. But just remember, with the ball, that's what goes on. I mean, that is a run for the ages, and what you'll notice is we don't concede a lot of goals, do we? There's only a few goals gone in. There you see, we have only used the one formation, the 4-4-1-1, and it's gave us plus 38. Any formations have gave us a problem? No. Against 4-2-3-1s, we're absolutely destroying them. Similar story with 4-4-2, 4-3-3. It's pretty good against all of them, isn't it? Just pre-prepared for the odd bit of carnage though, such as this one against Colchester. I mean, that is wild. Meanwhile, back with the City version, you can see they've continued to dominate. Nobody stopped them in the league. AC Milan have beat them just now with 2 shots on target. They've bagged both of them. And interestingly, leading the way in assists is Bernardo Silva and João Cancelo. And remember, we locked them into position. Silva's been playing left back, Cancelo's been playing there. Gvardiol also 7 assists. So they are dominating the match. I'm wondering if we do a little rebuild like we did with Roma, but using something like that. It's not finished. That's the template though.
A few moments later.
PS, I carried on for a bit after a little tactical tweak and they haven't lost yet. And they've just battered Liverpool. Maybe this is something to work with?